When have I done you wrong? Where? What time? You slept like an angel gently on my chest. You became weak for the trust you have found inside of me. Have I abused that trust? Have I held it against you? Have I used it to say it or about it to a friend, Tom, a friend of Tom, his lawyer, a shrink, or Deborah? And if that thought is exacted, wouldn't it suffice both doubt and truth? The truth is the only freedom to trust, because the truth is the only freedom to trust because it always sets us free. Free of headaches, pains, and tell me the truth, Carolina. What might be the cause of this pain, as it's only just this one concern? And if it suffice, then I will have no doubt that you are right, that it is the truth you will tell me. But the truth for our doubts doesn't need time. Time can never heal some things, Carolina. Time will never heal these hurts your neglecting is causing us both. Granted, it's not a concern of your need lately, perhaps never. There are the painkillers of all time. The pill is so strong it can cause you to forget, not having to feel or think about an emotion. Tom failed you. A love that's tarnished by that level of failure can never have regrets. You have also failed yourself, but you did that with a promise. That half of the promise is left with me, Carolina. It's up to you. And it's up to me to decide to become a failure to you. You cannot inflict this notion by constantly neglecting my hope. It would be wrong to choose to fail you based on doubt, speculations, or unconfirmed truth. Well, that's not the case now. I mean, you have a signed bloody affidavit saying X, Y, Z, and whatever. I mean, I'm not Jesus. I'm not going to look into the soul of anybody over there. I mean, God, if I used to use expletives, I would have been riddling them out all in a while. I mean, oh my God. I will end with these words, Carol. I, Michael Foster, is a bigger man than the words he used, a stronger man than the weaknesses he precipitates, and a healthier mind than the thoughts such as your neglect brings to his heart and his soul. I pray for you, and I pray for myself, and I pray for you. It has nothing to do with any of your children, past ex-affairs or lovers, and most certainly it will be giving Tom Gildred too much credit if it had something to do with him. I'll be dancing soon. Boy, but never to have danced again even close to the dream of our dance together. I look for your response, for I wait in your neglect for as long as I could withstand. How long? I just don't know if I'm past the stage of emotional recovery. My sanity is intact, and thank God for that, because this level of effect could have offset the most alerted mind unsuspectingly. Enjoy it. Sincerely, Michael Foster. Smiley face. October 9, 2016. Not a response. Well, God bless you. And I sincerely hope you're enjoying your life, because you certainly fricked the hell up my life. And I cannot understand your level of pursuit between yourself and Tom. Tom, I have no problem with, because I know he's a natural failure. Yourself, I feel real bad for you. I wish I knew what to do to help you. But judging from the fact that you've been living with a perverted ex-psychiatrist clone, that you even got him to document some dumbass letter based on what your guy said Rapkin said Rapkin himself. He's not a well guy. You know, a clerk bent over the other day. She's well dressed in the court, and he just, unbeknownst to anything and anybody else, he just stood up real quickly. I mean, what are you gonna see? What are you gonna see? You're at the court. Does this guy have a wife? I mean, he drops so much hidden agenda. It's unbelievable. It's disgusting. It's sickening. It's so sickening that he would juxtapose himself physically outside the court in hope that I would approach him. Because probably where he comes from, the average black guy he runs into would have knocked him out already. I don't have to get physical with these guys. I lower myself to their standard. But we're going to see where it goes, step by step. I'm pissed off. Am I pissed off? Of course I'm pissed off. Right? But what's like? You think about it, you know, we dance, and in 3.5 minutes, we dance a lifetime. And what are you guys trying to protect? The shame of a failed marriage? Come on. I mean, I wouldn't want to be with a woman under the circumstances. And a woman, if she has any moral integrity, she wouldn't be with a man under those circumstances. Whatever it is what it is. I don't know. I'm not out there. I have no intention of relating with you guys out there. Right? But I would pray that the court would find a way to show the recompense that is deserving to me. Because it's just beyond atrocity to assimilate the compendium of circumstances and how you were able to construct everything from the media and the newspaper and to pick a few things and turn it around and to make claim of a police. Anybody can make a police report, but it's a different thing when you make a police report. It doesn't keep it something of something of something of something. Because the police report is not concerned about something of something of something, and the public in general doesn't not concerned about something of something of something. So Tom Gildred's got his game going on, but why pick on me? There's bigger fish out there to fry. You know, what is he going to get from me? I'm not going to help him to understand it's stupid to try to register a trademark in a name such as Tom, check it out, Tom gILDRED. Get real, man. There's no particulars in that name that allows it to be translated into some kind of product or service. It shows that something's not right up there. And I'm not consulting you, but obviously, I don't know what you have with the various attorneys, but I'm sure you're paying some money. Is it worth it? What are you going to get? I promise you right now, you're not going to get to my mind. No way. Right? And what you're constituting is completely frivolous, nonsense, garbage. You got to own up at some point in time and say, hey, how can we find a way to laugh about this thing? I'm not promising we can ever really laugh about this, you know, because you're taking it too far. Right? You're like one of those, not a lobster. Well, lobster is the same thing, a crayfish lobster, you know, the thing that has the feces in its head. That's how you're operating, because you're just following the damn coconut. You don't want to verify something. You could have said, hey, Mike, what's happening, man? ABC 1, 2, 3. You laugh about it. You want to believe something, and she want to believe something because she's Miss Psychotic. Well, you're all wrong. Very, very wrong. And the corrupt method in which you're using to institute that wrong makes it even worse. Right? Because don't ever look for me to react to you in a physical way. It's not a part of me to do that. And if you want me to say something to you that could affect or hurt you, it wouldn't make a difference on how I'm communicating with you right now. Because if there is a logic and there is something consistent with what I have to say, I would express it. And I don't care what lore you find that could say I am not supposed to tell you you're an idiot. As the Lord liveth, and I have breath in my, I prefer to tell you you're an idiot and get shot for it than to suppress that expression in a way that my mind cannot relate with it as who I am and how I feel. And lucky for me, towards you, I usually have logic, right? I don't need to drum up stories. I don't need to do that. There's a great world of reality and nature. And if I see and I understand, then I express. And of course, your desire is to convolute that expression. I say that you're wasting time in doing that, whether it be use of the law books or concocting some kind of criminal fear that you think you need to have something to fear about, or however you do it. You can say, I say, you could fabricate an email, you could misinterpret some kind of thing you heard, or you heard of whatever. It's all nonsense, right? The only thing is that when you paint it with a brush that is filled with greenbacks, so to speak, you put some money into it, and you say to Mr. James Tom or Harry or a deceitful lawyer that believe this because I'm paying you to believe this, then that's a different story, right? I'm saying that mano a mano, that's not correct. And it's a shame because there is that little possibility that is how you have lived your life. And if you have lived your life like that, it means that you are well set in your ways. It's written in your hard drive. And you'll be
This is my bro right there, man.
To think that it's okay.
Oh shit, this little baby.
When people think of you, they think of you as a
solid as a rock.
Good luck. Good luck to you and Miss Carolina Gildred, but I'm pretty sure there is some recompense that needs to meet you guys with, whether in this life or the life after, because you've screwed me too well. And I would like to say I'm the only person to be blamed, but if I had a chance to do it all over again, I would do the same thing. I would tell her, one, go to the police. I would believe her if she shared that level of affection with me. And if I slept with her and I had sex with her, it would have been because I respected her to a certain degree. And by that time, I would have done all I could to communicate with your Mr. Tom idiosyncrasy. Don't get too excited, right? The act of sex is the act of sex. But there is that thing of lust that comes way before sex, right? So don't say you want to blame me or blame her or whatever. You just got to get to the reality of it. So all this shenanigan as to what's happening now, for me, I got to heal myself. And go forward, for me not to make a mistake like that, it would be being insidious by constructing a theory that, hey, it was a mistake. Well, how the hell it was a mistake, right? If I would figure that out as a mistake, then it's like figuring out every apple is a bitter or sour apple. And